All right, let's dive right into this explainer. As your acting security analyst today, I'm treating this as a direct executive briefing. We're cutting through the hype and looking straight at the hard data. Because today, I'm going to lay out the exact data and security prerequisites you need for a truly safe, enterprise-wide AI deployment. We're talking about how to architect real readiness for Microsoft 365 Copilot. We've got a clear, actionable roadmap today to bridge the gap from where we are now to a securely governed AI environment. We're covering the Copilot Readiness Framework, responsible AI and oversight, rapid governance using restricted search, preventing AI prompt data loss, and finally, mitigating risk with DPSM. Let's get into it. Section 1, the Copilot Readiness Framework. Let's look at how our overall organizational readiness is actually quantified before we even think about hitting deploy.
So, is our data secure enough for AI? This is absolutely the foundational question every executive has to ask. Why? Well, think of Copilot as a wildly efficient new user entity that operates entirely on your employees' existing access privileges. If your data environment is a tangled mess of overshared files and loose permissions, well, the AI is going to surface that mess instantly. It's that simple. Your AI security is literally directly tied to your organization's current Zero Trust maturity score.
Get this. In a recent set of assessments, a sample organization came back with an overall readiness score of just 44%. 44%. That highlights a massive, honestly very common gap that almost always exists right before deploying Copilot. The reality is, you can't just flip a switch and turn it on. You kind of have to earn the right to use it securely.
So, what exactly makes up that score? It measures three distinct pillars. First up is security. This evaluates our Zero Trust maturity and data governance, basically asking, are we oversharing? Next is licensing, which just assesses how much of our user base actually holds a compatible business or enterprise license. And the third is optimization. This looks at our adoption levels for collaboration tools like Teams, SharePoint, and OneDrive. Those tools provide the necessary data uptake so the AI can actually generate grounded, highly relevant responses. Without that data uptake, the AI has nothing to work with. To put this into perspective, just look at these findings from a real-world assessment. They flagged 13 vulnerable SharePoint sites being accessed by 25 different groups. This pinpoints exactly where our oversharing risks are hiding. Now, pre-AI, this might have just been a buried compliance headache. But with AI, it becomes an immediate operational risk. Because Copilot can instantly retrieve and expose that sensitive data to literally anyone in those 25 groups. It's a real game changer in terms of exposure.
To actually map out our readiness roadmap, we use a 4-phase solution assessment. It's designed to systematically align our IT environment with our bigger strategic business goals. First, we evaluate our data governance maturity. Then, we analyze our Microsoft 365 app usage to make sure we have that vital data uptake we just talked about. Step 3, we check our user licenses. And finally, and this is absolutely crucial, we translate all those technical checks into real business outcomes by projecting our ROI. We're talking estimating hours saved per employee so leadership can make a truly informed deployment decision. Section 2, Responsible AI and Oversight. Moving forward, let's talk about how we actually control this system's actions and ensure real accountability. You see, ethics in AI can't just be some philosophical conversation happening in a boardroom. They have to be operationalized. The Responsible AI Impact Assessment is our blueprint here. It's how we convert high-level ethics, things like fairness, transparency, and reliability, into strict, measurable operational controls. It basically forces us to define exactly who is going to use the system for what specific task and exactly what the sensitive use triggers might be. Now, ask yourself, when was your Responsible AI Impact Assessment last reviewed? If your answer is never or, back when we first built it, well, we have a problem. It is a strict regulatory requirement that this document acts as a living reference. It absolutely must be updated at least annually or, honestly, whenever new intended uses are added. That's how we ensure ongoing regulatory alignment as the tech and, quite frankly, communication norms constantly evolve. As executives, we really need to understand our distinct risk profiles when it comes to oversight. Let's break down the two main models. First, we have human in the loop. This means the AI is basically a decision support tool. It requires explicit human approval to proceed with an action, like, say, finalizing a list of generated keywords. Then we have human on the loop. This is for much higher automation. The AI proceeds automatically with an action unless a human actively jumps in to stop it. Choosing the right architecture here completely dictates your organization's risk exposure. Section 3, Rapid Governance with Restricted Search. So what happens if we need to deploy quickly, but our broader data governance strategy is still kind of catching up?
Well, that's where we use a really handy tool called Restricted SharePoint Search. It acts as an immediate governance guardrail. Let's say you don't have a robust company-wide labeling system fully implemented yet. This protects us by limiting both Enterprise Search and Copilot strictly to a curated list of vetted, secure SharePoint sites. So it lets you roll out AI capabilities safely, right now, without accidentally exposing the whole shebang of internal resources on day one. Section 4. Preventing AI prompt data loss. Let's dive into some immediate, real-time threats. Specifically, the very real danger of sensitive information being fed directly into user prompts. We mitigate this by configuring Microsoft Purview Data Loss Prevention, or DLP. We set this up to automatically scan user text inputs in real time. If it detects sensitive information types, we call them SITs, so think credit card numbers or even a super secret internal project code name, it just restricts the prompt from being processed. No data goes to an external web search and no AI response is generated, period. On top of that, we enforce sensitivity labels. These completely prevent Copilot from even processing or extracting data from highly confidential files. It's basically an automatic, real-time data defense shield. Section 5. Mitigating risk with DSPM. Finally, let's look at this centralized dashboard where we actually monitor and audit all of these security implementations. As your security analyst, I highly recommend living in the Data Security Posture Management, or DSPM portal. It gives admins total visibility into AI usage across the environment. And yes, that includes third-party AI tools. But more importantly, it gives us these simple one-click guided security objectives. You just go to the portal, select Prevent Data Exposure, and boom, apply a recommended DLP policy. You can even start it in simulation mode to instantly audit your risks and then enforce it to officially block sensitive data exposure. Honestly, it completely takes the guesswork out of AI security. Ultimately, what I want to leave you with today is this. Strong data security isn't a roadblock. It's the absolute prerequisite that makes safe, powerful AI productivity possible in the first place. You simply cannot have cutting-edge innovation without a rock-solid, zero-trust foundation. So the question I'll leave you to ponder is this. Are we ready to commit to the rigorous data governance required to truly unlock our AI potential? Or are we comfortable leaving our most sensitive assets completely exposed? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.